y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Diamond back with another video. I feel like it's been so long since I've been on camera. It's only been a week, but we're back, okay? So today we're gonna be doing a kind of random video. I mean, maybe it's not random, but it is kind of random. I got asked to do a tips for your driving test, how to pass your driving test video. So I'm gonna do that because who would I be if I didn't do that? Nobody. Yeah, so today we're just gonna be talking about some tips on how to pass your driving test the first try, unlike me, who finally passed on her third try because I failed the first 2 times. And I'm also gonna be showing y'all how to reverse park, which was also, I think, requested, how to reverse park, which I also struggle with. Take it from me, okay? Y'all gonna get some good tips. So if you want to learn how to pass your driving test the first try and how to reverse park like a pro like me, keep watching. Okay, y'all, so I wrote down some tips, okay? It's very thorough tips. Tip number 1, we're gonna start with tip number 1. Make sure your car is in good condition. When I mean make sure your car is in good condition, I mean everything works, okay? Your lights work, your tail lights work, your blinkers, your brakes, your brake lights, everything. Make sure everything works. Quick little story time. So imagine, you're going for your driver's test, first time out here, right? First day out here, you're going for your driver's test, you're ready to go, you're excited, wow, I'm gonna get my license, right? Wrong. My first time trying to get my license, let me give you a little backstory, by the way. So usually when you're going to get your license, you will use maybe your parents' car, because you don't have a car, or you might have a car and you just can't drive yet because you don't have a license, whatever. So I couldn't use my mom's car at the time because her car, something was wrong with it. I don't remember what was wrong with it. It was some light was on there and she didn't get it fixed. And when you're in a driver's test, everything has to be good with your car. So if something's wrong, you can't use that car. I had to use my driving school's test cars. So I went to Greg's driving school, and so they allow y'all to like rent one of their cars if you can't use, your parents' car or something like that, or something's wrong with their car. So I rent, a Greg's driving car thinking, okay, everything's gonna be great. It's a driving school car. You wouldn't expect anything to be wrong with it, right? Wrong. So we get to the place and the driving instructor, the teacher from Greg's, he comes. And it's funny, he's actually my middle school teacher. Well, he was a teacher that went to my middle school. That was also an instructor at Greg's driving school who brought the car to me, right? Okay, whatever. Ooh, edge is already, girl, where's my scarf? Back to the story. So we get here, right? And I'm ready to go. So I get into the car, and when you're taking your driving test, the driving instructor is going to ask you to perform all these little functions just so we can go around and make sure that your car works fine, right? So, I'm turning on the blinkers, doing what he says, pressing the brakes. And he says, he's at the back. He's looking at the back brakes, the back brake lights. And he tells me to press it again. He tells me to press it like 3 times. I'm like, okay, bro, like, you're doing a little too much right now. And then he comes back and tells me that the back tail light, the brake light is out, one of them. One of them was out. And so basically, I failed my test. I was automatically just disqualified from my test, so I couldn't even take it, but technically I failed it. That was attempt number 1. And it wasn't, it wasn't the guy's fault. Like, you can't really tell that your brake light is out. It's not like you can see when you're driving. So it wasn't his fault or anything. But yeah, imagine, your first day out here on your first day trying to take your driving test, and you're disqualified. Has that happened to y'all? Have y'all ever been disqualified from your driving test? Because I've never heard of that. So don't be me. Just try to make sure that everything is okay with your car, because if you don't, you will be disqualified. Tip number 2, make sure that you're always over exaggerating your head looks when you're trying to, look for vehicles around you, or you're trying to switch lanes. Make sure you always over exaggerate. I don't mean look with your eyes. No, I don't mean that. I mean look. You got to be extra, because if the driving instructor is looking, they're not going to know that you're looking with just your eyes. When you're switching lanes, make sure you look over your shoulder too, okay? Not just in your side mirrors or your rear view mirror. You have to look over your shoulder, because if you don't, they'll take off points. Tip number, what is this? Tip number 3. Make sure that when you're driving, you pay attention to the road signs around you. For one of my road tests, mind you, I actually got to drive 2, but my first one I got disqualified. So my 3rd road test, the driving instructor asked me what sign I had just passed. Your instructor might ask you, you know, what sign. So it could be signs like a speed limit sign, caution signs, pretty much any sign. So for example, when I was driving, I had got asked, what sign did we just pass? And it was I think it was like 35 miles per hour sign. Tip number 4, always remember to use your blinker. Like always, like anytime. It doesn't matter how small of a turn, it doesn't matter. Make sure you're using your blinkers. Tip number 5, make sure that you complete a full 3-second stop when you're coming to a stop sign. You should count like 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, or however they count it. And like I said earlier, you want to make 3 looks. You want to look left, right, back left, and then go. Okay, you want to over exaggerate it. You don't want to rush that, because if you rush it and it's really not 3 seconds, I think they can fail you. Tip number 6, and this is something that you can do before your driving test, so definitely practice maintaining the speed limit, okay? So it's really easy to either go too slow or go too fast, okay? And going too slow can get you failed, and going too fast can get you failed. So you want to make sure that you can practice maintaining a consistent speed, whatever the speed limit is. If it's 35 miles per hour, you better consistently be going 35 miles per hour. Tip number 7, you should definitely always try to practice not hitting your brakes forcefully, and when you're coming to a stop, making sure that it's a gradual stop, because if you hit your brakes too hard and your driving instructor jerks forward, that don't look good. Oh, and also when it comes to stop signs, make sure you stop before the line. So basically you should be able to see kind of like the line while you're stopped. You shouldn't really not be able to see the line, because that kind of means that you're over the line. And obviously always yield to pedestrians. Let pedestrians walk. Do not, if you're at a stop sign or wherever and you're trying to turn and there's a pedestrian that's like still walking, but they're not close to you, but they're still walking, always yield. Pedestrians always have the right of way. So yeah, that's just that. And tip number 8, don't switch lanes unless your instructor tells you to do so. You have a specific driving course that you're on, so your instructor knows where you need to go. Do not be switching lanes if your instructor doesn't tell you to switch lanes. It's just gonna cause you more chaos, because now you're trying to look and switch lanes, and then you can hit a car, and then you're done for, and you really didn't need to switch lanes, right? Okay. These are the only tips that I have written down. Let me think of any other tips that I have for y'all. YouTube. Definitely go on YouTube and just look for videos. Look for videos and try to look for videos in your area. Like for example, for me in the DMV, I looked up DMV test course driving, and I basically just watched the people drive in the test course. Know your test course, and if you can, practice on your test course. Practice knowing, you know, what things that you need to do while you're driving. Let's go on to parking, because this is what messed me up, because I can drive fine, but that parking was an issue. So as far as parking goes, for my test, I did not have to parallel park, but I did have to reverse park, and that's what caused me to fail my second test. So, you know, imagine little old me ready to get my license after I was disqualified the first time. What can go wrong this time, right? Like, what could go wrong? The way that my test had worked is you do your parking first, which is smart, because imagine you take your whole test course driving and everything is perfect, and then the last portion of the test is your parking and you fail. Good thing for me, I just failed right away. Basically, I had practiced beforehand, but I didn't really know completely how to do it. I was just thinking that I could wing it. I go to reverse park and I hit a cone. I knocked the cone over and I automatically failed. A minute and 30 seconds in, I failed. It took me back to when I got disqualified, and I was like, wow, this is it? I'm here for 2 minutes and I gotta go again. So after that, I was like, all right, bro, I'm never getting my license. Basically, I practiced and practiced, and I finally learned how to reverse park. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert a video of me just demonstrating what my reverse parking looks like and how I do it. And then I'm also gonna insert, you know, an inside video of me so that y'all can see how I'm moving the steering wheel in relation to how the car is moving on the outside, okay? And I really hope that helps to give y'all kind of a overview on how you can reverse park. If I see a spot, right, and my spot is on the right of me, and I want to park in it, and it's on the right of me, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drive a little bit close to the spot, and then I'm gonna drive a little bit in front of it. I'm gonna angle the car in the opposite direction of my spot, and I want the angle to be about 45 degrees so that the back of my car can kind of align with the two white lines of the space, right? And so after that, then I'm going to say, if my parking spot is on the right, I'm going to take my steering wheel and rotate it to the right so that my car, rotate your wheel this way so that you're turning into the parking space. And so once you're turned, you want to be able to see the white lines, both white lines, through both of your rear view, both of your side mirrors, your right and your left. For example, I want to be able to see that my right side of the car is in the space of this line, the white line, and that my left side is in the space of the left side right line. Because if it's not, if I can't see the white lines, then that probably means that I'm in another space about to hit a car. Once you can see that your car is in between both white spaces, then you can start to straighten your wheel, because if you don't straighten your wheel out, you're going to continue turning. Your car is going to continue turning, and it's going to hit the other car in the other parking spot. You're going to continue going into the other parking spot. So you want to straighten out your wheel and continue to reverse back. So these are the motions, okay? We're going straight past the parking spot just a little bit, 45-degree angle to the opposite side, and we're twisting, and we're twisting, and we're straightening, and we're going back, and boom. So we're gonna sing it one more time. We're gonna sing it one more time, okay? So we driving straight, right? Going past the parking space just a little bit, and then we're rotating, we're twisting, we're turning to the opposite side of the parking space at like a 45-degree angle, right? 45-degree angle. We see the parking space, right? We see that the back of our car is kind of aligned with, you know, the parking space. And we're twisting and we're reversing, right? Okay. We can see that, you know, I see the line over here, I see the line over there. Okay, now we're straightening. Now we're straightening. Now we're going back, 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 and done. And that's on what? That's on learning how to reverse park, period. Basically, using that method of parking, that is how I was finally able to successfully pass my driving test on not the first, not the second, but the third try. This is the end of the video. I really hope that these tips and tricks and just the demonstration of parking gave a little insight to y'all and will help y'all if you are, you know, going to take your driving test. So yes, comment down below, okay, if you already took your test, if you failed your test, if you relate to these tips, anything. Okay, comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, and stay tuned for my next video because I'm coming out with another one. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.